increases duty toll allowance for public office holders. 7 killed in tribal clashes in Sudan. Thousands flee as wildfire rages through Northern California. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on the World at Noon. I am Samuel Babawale. In Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the increase of duty toll allowances (DTAs) for government officials and workers. According to report, ministers, permanent secretaries and civil servants on grade level 1 to 17 will benefit from the increment. DTA is the money paid to appointees and graded staff in ministries when they embark on an official trip. Head of the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, Ekpo Unta, conveyed the presidential assent. The circular announcing the approval stated that the approval took effect from September 1. State-run media in Sudan has reported that 7 people have been killed in tribal clashes that erupted in the Resti province of the country, the latest episode of violence in a country plagued with political turmoil since a military coup last year. According to a local government statement, the fighting, in which another 23 people were wounded, began in the town of Rosaires in the Blue Nile province. Authorities said a nightly curfew was imposed and gatherings were banned in the areas where clashes erupted, but a joint military police commission appointed to investigate the incident. However, authorities did not mention what sparked the fighting or which tribes were involved. At least 42 people have been killed in Ethiopia's Oromia region by gunmen. The residents who buried the bodies in mass graves made the revelation while speaking with newsmen. The killings, according to the residents, occurred in the country's most populous region, where escalating violence has left hundreds dead. Residents explained that the victims were also Oromos and described the attackers as members of a volunteer militia known as Fano, mostly composed of ethnic Amharas. Information has it that clashes between the Oromo and Amhara, Ethiopia's 2 largest ethnic groups, have been rising in recent months. Oromia has experienced years of violence amid accusations of neglect by the federal government in Addis Ababa. Oromos account for more than a third of Ethiopia's total population of around 110 million. 7 police officers have been killed in an attack in southwestern Colombia. The officers were killed in an ambush after the vehicle they were traveling in after attending an event in the department of Ila, a road mine. Authorities initially reported that 8 officers died, but later police said 1 survived the attack. Colombian President Gustavo Petro, in a statement, condemned the attack and said it was a clear sabotage of his plan to achieve total peace. The attack was the deadliest on security forces in Colombia since the president was sworn in on the 7th of August. Mr. Petro hinted that it will seek peace talks with National Liberation Army rebels and all criminal armed groups to end more than 5 decades of armed conflict. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Iliawiye Okebale Shubo, Voice of the West, now a mid-news message. It is only when everyone works hard that the nation can record our sustainable growth. Contribute to your quota. Former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who fled the country in July amid the economic and political turmoil, has returned to the country. According to local media, Rajapaksa landed at the Brandneke International Airport in Colombo from Thailand, where he had moved with his wife after failing to get a temporary visa extension for the 3rd time in Singapore. Report says he was welcomed by some ministers at the airport after thousands of protesters stormed the presidential palace and set fire to the Prime Minister's home in July. The former president fled the country to the Maldives on a military plane, then to Singapore on a medical visa that was extended twice. Meanwhile, the Defense Ministry announced that Rajapaksa will be provided with security due to his status as former head of state. Sri Lanka has been in a state of emergency since April, when mass protests broke out against the government handling of the economy. An explosion at a refinery in Canada's Atlantic island of Newfoundland has sent 8 people to hospital, including at least one in serious condition. Federal Police Corporal Jolene Gallant told journalists that emergency crews responded to a small explosion and a fire shortly at the facility by chance, which is 150 kilometers from St. John on the southeast side of the island, which is part of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. The number of injured initially reported at 6, including one in serious condition, rose incrementally throughout the late afternoon as local media described a hectic scene with several ambulances coming and going. Police said in the latest update that 8 individuals were transported to hospital, some with serious injuries as a result of the blast. Meanwhile, the fire caused by the explosion has been contained, leaving no further danger at the work site, and all employees have been accounted for. Thousands of people remain under evacuation orders after a wind-whipped wildfire raged through Northern California. A number of people were injured when the fire that began on Friday afternoon near a wood product plant quickly blew into a neighborhood on the northern edge of Weed, but then carried the flames away from the small city. Evacuees described the heavy smoke and chunks of ash raining down. An eyewitness, Hanny Peterson, said she was sitting on the porch of her home near Rosebud Forest Products, which manufactures wood veneers, when she heard a big boom, followed by smoke that rolled over towards a resident. Meanwhile, Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for Siskiyou County and said a federal grant had been received to help ensure the availability of vital resources to suppress the fire. And hurricane are the highlights of the world at noon. In Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the increase of duty toll allowances (DTAs) for government officials and workers. State-run media in Sudan has reported that 7 people have been killed in tribal clashes that erupted in a restive province of the country, the latest episode of violence in a country plagued with political turmoil since a military coup last year. Thousands of people remain under evacuation orders after a wind-whipped wildfire raged through rural Northern California. That was the World at Noon, edited by Nathaniel Oyego, by Samuel Babali. For more stories, you can visit our website osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.